morning, good morning. Welcome one, welcome one, welcome all. It is indeed a wonderful morning. And so we say, grand rising all. So, so guess what? A few days ago, somebody asked me, what's all this thing about grand rising? So luckily I think it was on Friday, Reverend Raymond reminded us we are called to rise daily in a grand manner as best we can, while ensuring that others have the rights and opportunities to do the same. Grand rising. So now I welcome you all, I also welcome those who are joining us online. We are equally happy to have you share your consciousness with us. But as we must do in all things, we begin at the beginning. And the beginning is God, the one power, the one presence that has pulled us together here this morning to celebrate itself, to celebrate who we are within that one power and that one presence. And so we know that on this morning we call a practitioner's service. We come together all as practitioners of the truth to refresh, to celebrate, and to drink from that fountain of truth which forever sets us free. And so we know as we throw ourselves into this service, every word that we speak, every word that we sing is a celebration of that which brought us into expression. The expression of love, the expression of joy, the expression of beauty, and the expression of goodness in our lives and affairs. And so I know this morning that our speaker comes to us with words, ideas, and thoughts to encourage us to be greater than we are, to step boldly, audaciously, and adventurously into the truth that sets us free. And so I know that indeed, this is a celebration as we march boldly towards that which we call our magnificence. I release this word knowing that it is the truth that I have spoken and that it must be fulfilled accordingly. And so I give thanks as I say, and so it is. So our first expression this morning is our chant. Let us join together now. How could anyone ever tell you? How could anyone ever tell you you are anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you are less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your love is a miracle? And so we proceed into a moment of silence, taking with us the thought, I let the love of God express freely through me. I let the love of God express freely through me. So, from that comforting place of love, we open our eyes and share in the affirmation of divine love. As we say together, divine love is doing its perfect work in and now. Divine love harmonizes. Divine love adjusts. Divine love prospers. Divine love foresees everything and richly provides every good thing for this church now. Divine love is now victorious, and so it is. And as I always think, we can also personalize it for ourselves. So now, let me share with you this morning's inspirational reading, which happens to be from the Science of Mind magazine, and it's today's reading, and it's titled Uncommon Boldness. The first epigraph says, if it falls to your lot to be a street sweeper, sweep streets like Michelangelo painted pictures. Sweep streets like Beethoven composed music. Sweep streets so well that all the host of heaven and earth will have to pause and say, here lived a great street sweeper who swept his job well. And we know too well that those words are the words immortalized by Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. But from the Science of Mind textbook, on page 292, we read, it is not enough to say there is one life and that life is God. You must complete this statement by saying, that life is my life now. Because we must couple this life with ours in order to express it. We're not becoming this life, but are now in and of this life. There is no other life. And so the reading, name someone famous. Famous for inventing, like George Washington Carver for creating or innovating, like Daniel Hale Williams for organizing, like Bayard Rustin for speaking, like, may I start over again? Name someone famous for inventing, like George Washington Carver, for creating or innovating like Daniel Hale Williams, for organizing like Bayard Rustin, for speaking like Mamie Till Mobley, for writing like Octavia E. Butler, and we may insert some famous Jamaican there for ourselves we can think of. Then we can name the infamous, although we will choose not to in this space. Both the famous and the infamous share the trait of uncommon boldness. One group uses their uncommon boldness in life-affirming ways, and the other in non-life-affirming or life-denying ways. As divinely magnificent centers of creative power, living, moving, and having our being in perfect harmony with the law of mind and the creative process of the universe, when will we step outside the box we were conditioned to be in? The box of the ordinary and the common. There are no common folks incarnated by God. It's time to stop comparing ourselves to others and trying to measure up to their levels of success, mastery, skill, and all the other things by which we compare and judge ourselves for missing the mark. When we stop investing energy in this futile activity, we are free to live our lives as best we can and on our own terms. Stop expecting to be someone else. You are you and have your own talents and treasures to offer the world. Be that. Do that. Live this life exceedingly well. And so now, the affirmation that is left with us is, I live my life so well that I leave a legacy that enables others to live well. My legacy is a living legacy, active now. And would you like to repeat after me, please? I live my life so well. I live my life so well. That I leave a legacy that enables others to live well. That I leave a legacy that enables others to live well. My legacy is a living legacy, active now. My legacy is a living legacy, active now. Oh, that is so empowering. Thank you. Let me now invite our legacy, our youth, wherever they are, to come forward to light the youth candle. So here they are. I'm not sure.
Hi, morning.
Good morning.
I light this candle on behalf of all the youth in the world. Let the Christ be whole within them.
And so it is. And so we bless you. We appreciate you. We salute the Christ in you. And we see you as shining lights onto your word. God is blessing you now. And so it is. You are our legacy. So now, while you're here, right here, let us share our mission song. The temple of light, the temple of light, the temple of light. We are a people with a vision, one in spirit, all in mission. To touch, to heal, to bless, to prosper, to love and live talking about legacy, that is our legacy from our dear Noel. So I'm going to share with you in this moment the reminders for today. Let us surround our dear Janet Morris Henry with our love and support, and that includes her family, as her sister Naomi moves into the light of the presence of God. Some of us may remember her. I remember when the book room was active and I was there. Naomi was often a volunteer to help me there for many, many years. So I know her well. So as she moves into the light of the presence of God, we surround her family with love and support. Now, as usual, on Tuesday, there's a spiritual mind healing service. And this Tuesday, you will join practitioner Sandra Cooper for our spiritual mind healing service at 6. And the topic is never too chicken to fly. So look here now, you know chicken. Anybody who ever grow in yard where there is chicken, when you run up to them run from you. But if you have something like some corn to throw out there, they're going to come for it. Never too chicken to fly. So let's join Sandra on Tuesday. And on a more serious note, Tuesday is a wonderful time to be part of the service. It's close up, it's personal, and you're allowed to, you listen to a lovely little talk, and there is there's the opportunity to share. That is the biggest part of it. You can talk about what you don't like about us or what you like, or you can get light on what you like. So look out for the link. It's on Zoom and YouTube. And we look forward to your being there and to praying with you. Now, on Thursday evenings at 7, there's a class titled Consciousness and the Creative Process. And it's a CSL accredited class facilitated by Reverend Sonia Davidson and practitioners Steve Golding and Vance Gardner. And on Thursday morning at 11:30, there's another exciting class. There's been one session already. I attended, and I'm inviting you all to attend. And the facilitator is Reverend Michelle. And it's really a 4-week book study, and it's titled The Power of TED. TED meaning the empowerment dynamic. I gained some serious insights at the first session, which was 2 weeks ago. We didn't have one last week. So if you come this week, you will have 3 full sessions, and you'll get into the meat of the matter. There's much there to help you. It's contrasting the victim mentality, the victim consciousness, as against that which frees us from considering ourselves as victims. And many of us walk around with that burden of being victimized by one circumstance or one person or the other. I'm looking forward to your turning up, because we're going to be the opposite of victims. We're going to be victors, aren't you? Yes. So then, remember now that prayer support is always available. We are a teaching ministry, and we are a praying ministry. And Reverend Michelle is there to support you at prayer.templeoflightcsl.org. Practitioner Sandra Cooper will this morning be available to pray with you right after the service in person, or if you're outside, you can call from wherever you are. Number 876-289-0907. And a new feature, grief support and counseling. Grief support and counseling are now available. Please call the office number, 876-927-6145. So now, on July 7th, which is the first Sunday of July on which we celebrate the formal founding of the center, we will be celebrating the 43rd anniversary. We're getting there, aren't we now? And we offer you on that day a special guest speaker in the person of the Reverend John Scott, whom some of you might very well know. On that day, we're asking you to prepare to, we usually ask you to bring in your items, gifts that we share with, and this year we're going to be sharing with the YWCA, the Jamaica National Children's Home and Missionaries of the Poor. And normally we have up here with whole heap of stuff like you go to market. Whole heap of things going all over, representing the fruit of the land and expressing our gratitude for the blessings that have been poured out on us. So we're looking forward to your coming in with all that stuff that will make us, that will surround us like old-time harvest. That's it, okay. So that's July 7th. That's not next week Sunday, the other Sunday. And then another thing now in celebration of our 43rd anniversary, we're having a family fun day, and that's the Saturday, 13 July 2024, when we'll go on a tour of Trident Castle and then go swimming at Frenchman's Cove, all in the beautiful parish of Portland. The fee for this will be adults, $8,700 per person, and for children under 12, $7,600. And if you wish to have beach chairs, you pay an additional $300. The amount you pay will include round-trip transportation, lunch, and entrance fee to both Trident Castle and Frenchman's Cove. Sign up now. Spread the word. Fill up the bus. Okay, now, more serious things. We are all grateful. We are grateful for your generous support in time, in talent, and treasure. And so if you wish to support our ministry financially, kindly visit our donate page at donate.templeoflightcsl.org, which has the relevant banking details. Thank you so much, as together we support a world that works for everyone. I think that should bring to the end, that is the end of this set of reminders. I now ask you to stand as together we will say the prayer of our center. Together, the Temple of Light Center for Spiritual Living is a sacred field embodying our spiritual community, from which the Christ, peace, love, and joy emanate to touch, to heal, to bless, to prosper, and to liberate anyone who comes into contact with it in any way. The light of the Christ illumines us, our center, and our environment. Our spiritual community is filled with and surrounded by the presence of God, and is growing from strength to strength. The power of God expands our consciousness of truth, guiding us ceaselessly along the paths of wisdom, spiritual growth, unfoldment, and attainment. We are blessed, and to God be the honor and glory forever. And so it is. And you can remain standing as we together sing the praise song. You can smile. You can smile when you can't say a word. You can smile though you cannot be heard. You can smile, be it cloudy or fair. You can smile anytime, anywhere. You can sing a new song, Lord, last way. You can sing a new song as you pray. You can sing a new song, come what may. You can sing a new song every day. You can know, and your faith will show how. You can know all that God will endow. You can know all your mind would allow. You can know life abundant right now. You can be more of what you desire. You can be when you really aspire. You can be when your heart is on fire. You can be and fulfillment of God. See how many things begin with a smile? Please be seated. And this being Practitioners Sunday, and in case I didn't tell you, I am Practitioner Carol Charlton, who has been your host practitioner this morning, and to be on the podium this morning is Jennifer Lvivingstone. And as we do on a Practitioners Sunday, we have a moment of meditation and healing silence. And we first of all have an affirmative prayer of health. Together we know that God is the one life, the life expressing through us, the life that has brought us into being, the wholeness and the perfection that we are is ours by divine right. And so we know in this moment that God, as health, expresses through our minds, our body, and our affairs. God as health is that which has bequeathed us with wholeness from the crown of our heads to the soles of our feet and every place in between, such that every molecule of our bodies, every atom, every system, every function, every nerve, every tissue is resonating with wholeness. That wholeness that blesses us to be able to live lives fully expressing the wholeness and the truth of being that has brought us into this expression we call life. And so, for one moment, we rest in the thought that God is health, and that health surrounds us. And so we accept that health now, resplendent in, through, and as each of us. And we declare that this is now our manifest experience going forward. And we give thanks that this is so now. And so it is. And so we sing together, God, I safely dwell, He's above, beneath, within me. Health is mine, and all is well. God is health, pure health. God is health, sweet health. That health is mine, mine, and all is well. And as we affirm our health, so we affirm our wealth, knowing that God is the source of all our good, that God is that which has blessed us with creative abilities, with abundant, overflowing goodness in every area of our lives. That which fills our pocketbooks, our accounts, our investments, that which fills our consciousness with the ideas that create abundance, that assure us of prosperity in all aspects of our lives, that wipes away and eliminates every thought of lack or shortage and establishes us in the truth of our being, that there is no good thing withheld from us and that its grace is always sufficient for us. And so, for a moment, we pause and reflect on that overwhelming generosity which is constantly poured out upon us. And so we give thanks for every good and perfect gift. And we give thanks that God manifests itself in and through us now, as well as we sing together. God is wealth, that wealth surrounds me. In that wealth I safely dwell. 'Tis above, beneath, within me. Wealth is mine, and all is well. God is wealth, pure wealth. God is wealth, sweet wealth. That wealth is mine, mine, and all is well. And in that space of wealth, we know God as love. God, which has brought us into being to express itself as love. Love for each other. Love expressing as compassion, as caring. Love which expresses as giving and receiving. Love which enables us to stand in a place of peace and harmony with each other. Love which eliminates any and every thought of otherness love which we see in each other's faces, love which fills us with warmth and the glowing acceptance that we are all united, we are all one with the one. And in this overwhelming thought of our oneness, let us, for 1 minute, just see ourselves surrounded by that love that is God, that love that is spilling out from our pores, from each of us, and lighting our path as we move forward. And so affirming now that God is love, together. God is love, that love surrounds me, in that love I safely dwell. 'Tis above, beneath, within me, love is mine, and all is well. Love is love, pure love, God is love, sweet love, that love is mine, and all is well. Let the love of God dwell in you richly. As together now we turn to the first hymn visible on the screen, and it says, "Let's be." Let us stand. Let's be what we're made to be. Isn't this our destiny? Let's get started now today, upward on our way. Let's be what we really are. Seek and find our hidden star. Let's go forward in the light. This is shining bright. Sons of God, unlimited are we. Let us prove that truth that sets us free. Let's accept our highest good, knowing we're in brotherhood. Now the good in all we see. Let's don't wait, let's be sons of God, unlimited are we. Let us prove the truth that sets us free. Let's accept our highest good, knowing we're in brotherhood. Now the good in all we see. Let's don't wait, let's be. Let's don't wait, let's be. Let's don't wait, let's be. And as you return to your seats, let me invite practitioner Jennifer Livingstone to inspire us and incite us with words of boldness to let's be.
Good morning, friends. Thank you, Rev, because I was going to say what kind of fenke clap that. Anyway, let me add my own words of welcome to all of you and to those tuned into this service on our live stream. It is a joy for me this morning to be sharing with you in the capacity of speaker on this Practitioner Sunday. And I want to thank Carol for setting the stage with those beautiful affirmative prayers. So thank you, Carol. As we continue on our series on holy boldness, our theme for the month of June, I want to remind you of the topics we have covered so far. So we got started with sacred audacity, where we dare to live fearlessly, for we are in alignment with spirit. This was followed by fired up. Well, living from a state of passion and fire in the belly, enthusiasm. Then we moved to unbounded and unstoppable, where we learned that nothing is impossible, for we are operating in a sea of infinite possibilities. And today, we will cover in this series the topic, higher heights. Well, friends, I must tell you two things that came to my mind when I got the theme for the month, that it was holy boldness. It kept going over and over in my mind that, or in my head, that it was one of these great exclamations that you'd make when something unbelievable happens. So like you'd say, holy smokes. I mean, some of us say that. Well, it was like, wow, holy boldness. It resonated with me at that level. And I was reminded that boldness calls for a willingness to take risks and act innovatively with confidence and courage. But in this case, with the full assurance that we are backed by the wholeness of spirit. This was a clear call for us to live our lives fearlessly, free of self-imposed limiting beliefs, and to step out and live our best lives now. Well, Dr. Ernest Holmes, the founder of this teaching, states in our Science of Mind textbook, page 252, it is right that we should be successful, for otherwise spirit is not expressed. The divine cannot lack for anything, and we should not lack for anything that makes life worthwhile here on earth. Then secondly, I got the weekly topic on which I would be speaking, higher heights. And immediately my mind went to that well-known quote by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. And I know you may know it, so if you feel moved to say it, please feel free. It says, "The heights by great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight, but they, while their companions slept, were toiling upwards through the night." Yes, I see some of us here went to primary school. Yeah, I must have learned that as a memory gem way back when I was in primary school myself. But we would say it with such enthusiasm and joy. And you see, friends, life invites us to live with joy and enthusiasm. We are often told to play full out, no holding back, because the only thing holding us back is really ourselves and our views of the hurdles that we face. Our outlook, our attitude, and our willingness to persevere in the face of all odds, coupled with our determination, can assist us in reaching the higher heights that we are desirous of achieving. Who knows this better than a Jamaican? We often say we're little, but we're talawa. It means that we may be small, but we are strong, we are mighty, and we can do anything. But when you compare it to other countries in the world, you will find that Jamaica is 895 times smaller than the USA and 22 times smaller than the UK. Yet, despite this, our culture, our food, our music, and our people have made a tremendous impact across the globe, right? Yeah. There you go. So our achieving higher heights is in our DNA. And for each one of us, that might be something different. But as Jamaicans, we don't claim to be the only ones who can aspire to achieving this. I mean, come on, we're not selfish, right? No, anyone on the face of the earth can. The fact is that all of us have the ability to do so. And why is that? Because there is a sacred knowing deep within each of us that always supports and guides us. We call this inner knowing God, Spirit, or infinite intelligence, and it is always available to us. And also in our Science of Mind textbook on page 342, it states, the Spirit is always with us if we would but sense its presence. Friends, we can tap into the greatness of God expressing through each one of us at all times as we seek to achieve our greater good. And for some of us, it means having a successful career, getting to the top of the corporate ladder, or having a successful business, traveling the world, having a large bank account, having good relationships, and good health. And we could go on and on and on, because it's personal to each of us. But in my own experience, I can recall a time I wanted to advance in my career. I was working as a medical rep in the pharmaceutical industry, and a position opened up at the pharmaceutical distributor for a marketing manager. I was completing my MBA at the time, so I applied for the position, confident that I had the requisite qualifications, skills, and experience. But you know what? I didn't get the job. And I was disappointed. Yes, because they told me that both of us candidates were equal in what we brought to the table. But they had decided to go with the other person. Well, I didn't wallow in despair, because I knew that I had the desire, and therefore Spirit would find a way to work things out. And sure enough, the candidate selected stayed in the position for 1 year, and then left to take up a position at another distributor. Guess what? They approached me, and they said if I would still be interested in the position, and I wouldn't even have to interview. And so I said yes. Why was it necessary that this happened a year later? Because it was exactly the amount of time I needed to complete my MBA. And yes, there is also the matter of divine timing. Yes. So speaking of timing, it's June, right? And we're halfway through the year. And for many of us, we did a vision board at the start of the year, right? Yes. Okay. So I would like to invite you now, both those online and those of you here in the sanctuary, to do a little exercise with me. So if you would, I would ask you to just gently close your eyes and take one deep centering breath. So go within and think about that vision board and that the desires you had put down. Now, keeping that image in mind, I will ask you 3 questions for you to think about. If you like, you can write down the answers that come to you. But this is for your own self-evaluation. So let's start. 1, have any of the ideas on your vision board manifested as yet in your experience? If yes, give thanks for it. Next, are there things on the vision board that are no longer of interest to you? If yes, lovingly release it and let it go. And thirdly, what desires or ambitions do you see manifesting for yourself for the remainder of the year and beyond? This might not be an individual desire. It could even be a desire for our spiritual community. Just take note of whatever comes. And now, take another deep centering breath. And I invite you to gently open your eyes and bring your awareness back into the sanctuary. So how did that make you feel? Anybody? You can respond. Awesome. And how easy or difficult was it be for you to recall what was on your vision board?
Very easy.
Ah, good, good. It means that those desires are still active in us, and therefore we need to get working on them, right? Yes, yes. Well, in order for us to move to higher than where we are right now, we must first elevate our vision upward. Look beyond our immediate circumstances. Create a larger and grander view of who you are and where you would like to go. Know that the infinite spectrum of spirit is available to you. We have unlimited potential and abundant resources at our immediate disposal. We just need to recognize our oneness with the One. So let's then remove any limiting beliefs that tells us that we don't know how to do it, or we can't do it, or we aren't good enough to receive it. Sometimes these naysayers may be our well-intentioned friends or loved ones who try to talk us out of our desires. But like a famous politician once said, mash down that lie. We live in a bountiful universe of greatness that continually exposes us to higher heights if we are open to it. And Dr. Holmes, in his writings, The Essential Ernest Holmes, on page 63, he states, we are surrounded by an infinite possibility. It is goodness, life, law, and reason, and it wishes to express through us. As friends, as we build a greater visions for ourselves, we must also allow others to know the same is possible for them too. And we are reminded of this in John 12:32 in a New International Version. It states, and I, when I am lifted up from the earth, will draw all people unto myself. And similarly, we are told that we can soar to new heights, as stated in Isaiah 40 and verse 31. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. When we are intentionally seeking to expand, we must attain higher heights, for the universe meets us where we are and matches our efforts with more growth and expansion. And so it's T20 World Cup 2024 championships. I don't know if any of you are taking note of that or have been following cricket. Well, maybe a few of you. Well, it's being hosted by the West Indies and the USA, and the matches are being played here in the Caribbean region and in North America. And so I decided I would share with you a story along the lines of cricket about a young man from India and his quest for higher heights. And it goes like this. There is not a single cricket fan in that country, and that's India, who does not know Gaurav Kapoor, and you may know of him too. Then there are others who mostly remember him as a very friendly DJ from Channel 5. But recall him as you may, Gaurav Kapoor is a household name, and his series, Breakfasts with Champions, just reinforces that familiarity. And why he chose the format of candid chats with cricketers over breakfast, Gaurav says, I did so because as a fan, I wasn't getting any content that showed the true person behind the persona. He recounts that he was in school when FM radio came to India, but he remembers being obsessed with the clarity of the sound and the voices on air. And a meeting with R.J. Roshan Abbas instilled in him the love for radio. It made him hustle and get his first radio job around his 17th birthday. And soon he was doing 5 shows a week. Pretty much it's just rolled on from there. But everything that Gaurav has ventured into stems from an early love. Sports was almost an obsession for him from a very young age. And although he played basketball and tennis, cricket was his special love. Added to that, his broadcasting experience with over 2,000 hours on radio was a marriage made in heaven. You see, he got his first sports gig with Nike football locker rooms on ESPN Star in 2007. And after that, it was the 2007 T20 World Cup. Dream job, cricket crazy. Well, after those shows, he got called to the IPL broadcast. Well, Gaurav spent a lot of time with the players off the set, and he saw that while most of them may not have been class toppers as he describes them, they had high emotional quotient, or EQ. He said they had been on the road since they were children, hanging off of buses and traveling unsupervised in trains. They had really seen it all, the dust and the glamour. So his hit show, Breakfast with Champions, was therefore set against a casual backdrop with no camera, links to the camera, and no pre-prepared questionnaires. He funded the first 20 episodes himself, no investor, no sponsor. Then he decided to put it online because no TV channel wanted it. But luckily, the viewers liked it. And now they have syndication deals with worldwide with the big networks. But he didn't stop there, no. He set up Oak Tree Sports with one goal, to tell stories from the world of sports. And when told that there wasn't enough multi-sports fans in India, he said no, fans came with context, and context comes with stories. So they now do this for other sporting leagues, teams, and brands. They create their own IP on their distribution network on YouTube, Facebook, X, formerly Twitter, and Instagram. He says starting a sports content company when the online space was booming was all about being in the right place at the right time. You see, sports was something he really wanted to do, and he has been lucky to be able to do so for almost 2 decades. So he has reached for his higher heights. My friends, it starts with an idea. And as we nurture and embrace the idea with holy boldness, we step into our divine purpose. So, what's our key takeaways today and call to action? Well, first, look beyond the horizon and fully embrace the infinite spectrum of God's greatness as who you are. And as you do, stay grounded in your success. Next, know that you are forever being born anew and rising into your own greatness. And as you do, remember to embrace happiness. It's the key to your success. And thirdly, as we participate in our own expansion, Spirit guides and lifts us up into greater and greater good. Be open and receptive as we make consistent progress. Yes, we are always growing and evolving in spirit, and our spiritual consciousness is always expanding. It is that which will propel us to live